that he's God. In this way, maybe many demigods are there. In one more Mataji devotee told, in my home, my father like Shiva, so he told Shiva Supreme Lord. But if another person's father like Ganesha, he'll say Ganesha is Supreme Lord. So in this way, it is just vague, very vague. But we are proud about our culture. You don't know who God is, but you are proud about your culture. Is there any meaning to that culture? Is there culture in it? There's no culture. So the whole world has lost its vision. When Prabhupada came and gave the vision from West, he took it to West and then exported into India. So now we are getting this exported Krishna consciousness, which was already imported from India because we were not buying it. And no Indian bought it. It was all there. Vyasadeva, Srimad Bhagavatam was there, Bhagavad Gita was there, but nobody took proper advantage by through Acharya Parampara. But through Acharya Parampara, when we get authentic information. So now for Isopanisad, Prabhupada has given excellent purports. And if you see the sloka directly, the sloka will be very different. So let us go to the next verse. The previous verse also I have put in the chat box. Kindly have a look at the chat box where I put the mantra 4. See the description of God from Isopanisad. Now you all told, okay, what is your opinion of God? So me and my younger brother used to play, and then that time, you say, if God suddenly appears in front of you, what you will ask? So he said that, I'll ask something. Then we both were thinking, if suddenly God comes in front of us, what we should ask? Our best, we should plan now only. So then we thought, first he said that we will ask a lot of chocolates, we'll ask this, we'll ask that, like that. Then we said, no, it shouldn't be like that. Whenever we want, he has to come and give. So we'll say, we'll ask only one vara you should take from me. So what do you want? Then we decided that whenever we call, you have to come and you have to give what we ask. Just make a contract. You have to come every time we call, and then see, at last we decided this is the best Varadan. Whenever we want Vara, we'll call you, then you have to come and give. So like this and all, speculation about who the God is, what is his identity. Only like many people told, he is like an ATM machine which provides your wish. Like in ATM machine, you put card and money comes. Like that, you will go to God or temple and stand in front like this, or put in hundi some money and pray like this. Then or you visit him, then he will give you whatever you want materially. But there is no clear description. So now in this Isopanisad, of course, there is an indirect explanation, but Prabhupada is giving beautiful explanation of this is Acharya, where he can give us the vision of the Vedas. Because he already read Bhagavatam, then giving a purport for Isopanisad is very, very simple. Okay. So mantra 4, although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. This is what we saw. He's very swift. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. That also we saw. Rishi and Muni cannot approach. Ashura, then what he'll approach. We are ordinary people, how we will approach. Through Acharya Parampara, we can approach. There is no issue. Although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain, he surpasses all in excellence. This purport also we went through. Now the same Lord's description, mantra 5. The Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He is very near as well, is far away, but very near also. He is within everything, yet he is outside of everything. Very confusing, right? Let us read this. Everything contradictory. Now description of God from Isopanisad. Mantra 5. You can unmute and repeat. Tad ejati tan naijati. Taddure tatva antike.
Taddure tatva antike.
Tad antar asya sarvasya.
Tad antar asya sarvasya.
Tadyu sarvayasya bahyata.
Taddu sarva Isha Vayata.
Okay, so tad means he. Okay. So now you see, ejati, naijati,
Ejati.
dur. Now let us read the word to word meaning. Synonyms. Tad, thus this Supreme Lord.
Tat, the
That
Supreme
the
Lord.
Supreme Lord.
Ejati walks.
Ejati walks.
Tad he.
That he.
He.
Na not.
Na not.
Ejati walks.
Ejati walks.
Walks.
Tad he.
That he.
He.
Dure far away.
Dure far away.
Tad he.
That he.
He.
You also.
You also.
Antike very near.
Antike very near.
Tad he.
That he.
He.
Anta within.
Anta.
Anta within.
Asya of this.
Asya
Asya.
of this.
Sarvasya of all.
Sarvasya.
Sarvasya of all.
Tad he.
That
Tat.
he.
You also.
You also.
Sarvasya
Sarvasya. Of
Sarvasya
of all.
of all.
Asya of this.
Asya of this.
Bahyata external to.
Bahata.
Bhagyata external to.
So, in the contradictory meanings, you look at the translation, it's very nice. The Supreme Lord, repeat, the Supreme Lord
The Supreme Lord
walks and does not walk.
walks and does not walk.
He is far away, but he is very near as well.
He is far away, but he is very near as well.
He is within everything, yet he is outside everything.
He is within everything, and yet he is outside of everything.
Everything.
Is it possible by anybody to do that? If you are walking, you're either we have opposite in school. We learn no opposite. Tell me the opposite.
She can't hear you.
You can't hear. Hari bol.
Hari bol, Mataji.
Audible, Mataji, audible.
Can hear Mataji.
Okay. So I came across a joke. Okay. So a person, the teacher is telling the student. Okay. So now tell me the opposite. Are you ready? The boy says, I'm not ready. I have not started, the teacher says. And the student says, I have started. Because he's telling the opposite. He started telling the opposite from very beginning. So we have learning this opposite things. When we are in school itself, we are learning what is opposite of each other, like this. Short, tall, like this. So if you see, a person is walking, then if a person is walking, he will be walking only. He will not be sitting or doing other things, right? He's just walking. But here it is said that the Supreme Lord is walks and does not walk. If a person is far away, he is not near, very near. But here the Lord is far away also, but he is very near also. And he is within everything and he is yet outside. Bahir Narshima, Hridayir Narshima. You say that outside. Yato yata yami tato Narshima. So, there also, here also like this. So, you see the opposite, walk but does not walk. Already we saw he's stationed in one place, but he is fastest of all. He is very swift. But he is always stationed in one place. He's in Goloka Vrindavana, he's in Goloka Vrindavana. He's enjoying with all his friends and family and affectionate devotees. But he's everywhere. How it is? A person is there in his own abode. At the same time, his other place also he's present. That one earlier in previous loka we saw. Now we are seeing he's walking, not walking. So let us see what Prabhupada gives a perspective of understanding the Supreme Lord properly. So let us read the purport. Somebody can read the purport.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol, you are able to hear me? Can
Yes.
someone read the purport?
Yes,
Hare
Mataji. Here
Read.
is a description of some of the Supreme Lord's transcendental activities executed by his inconceivable potencies. The contradictions given here prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. He walks and he does not walk. Ordinarily, if someone can walk, it is illogical to say he cannot walk. But in reference to God, such a contradiction simply serves to indicate his inconceivable power. With our limited fund of knowledge, we cannot accommodate such contradictions, and therefore we conceive of the Lord in terms of our limited powers of understanding. For example, the impersonalist philosophers of the Mayavada school accept only the Lord's impersonal activities and reject his personal features. But the members of the Bhagavata school, adopting the perfect conception of the Lord, accept his inconceivable potencies and thus understand that he is both personal and impersonal. The Bhagavatas know that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the words Supreme Lord. We should not take it for granted that because we cannot see God with our eyes, the Lord has no personal existence. Sri Upanishad refutes this argument by declaring that the Lord is far away but very near also. The abode of the Lord is beyond the material sky, and we have no means to measure even this material sky. If the material sky extends so far, then what to speak of the spiritual sky, which is altogether beyond it? That the spiritual sky is situated far, far away from the material universe is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 15.6. But despite the Lord being so far away, he can at once, within less than a second, descend before us with a speed swifter than that of the mind or wind. He can also run so swiftly that no one can surpass him. This has already been described in the previous mantra. Yet when the personality of Godhead comes before us, we neglect him. Such foolish negligence is condemned by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, where he says that the foolish deride him, considering him a mortal being. He is not a mortal being, nor does he come before us with a body produced of material nature. There are many so-called scholars who contend that the Lord descends in a body made of matter, just like an ordinary living being. Not knowing his inconceivable power, such foolish men place the Lord on an equal level with ordinary men. Because he is full of inconceivable potencies, God can accept our service through any sort of medium, and he can convert his different potencies according to his own will. Non-believers argue either that the Lord cannot incarnate himself at all, or that if he does, he descends in a form of material energy. These arguments are nullified if we accept the existence of the Lord's inconceivable potencies. Then we will understand that even if the Lord appears before us in the form of material energy, it is quite possible for him to convert this energy into spiritual energy. Since the source of the energies is one and the same, the energies can be utilized according to the will of their source. For example, the Lord can appear in the form of Archa Vigraha, a deity supposedly made of earth, stone, or wood. Deity forms, although engraved from wood, stone, or other matter, are not idols as the iconoclasts contend. In our present state of imperfect material existence, we cannot.
Jayalakshmi,
Yes, ma'am.
wait. I will just have a look at what we did quickly. There's nothing much, it's all self-explanatory purports, which I already have told that the contradictions of he walks, but he does not walk. So this is not logical, but the logic doesn't apply to Krishna because the science of matter is different from science of spirituality, and the science of we are in the material body, our mind, intelligence, and ego, everything is matter. You should understand. Only our nose, eyes, these are all we are seeing gross body. I'm not the body. I'm not the body. But we have two bodies, gross body and subtle body, and both are material. So even our mind, intelligence also is material only. So our intelligence thinks logically. So it is illogical here. If you see, Prabhupada is mentioning it is illogical to say he cannot walk, because a person ordinarily, if someone can walk, it is illogical to say he cannot walk. But reference to God, such a contradiction simply serves to indicate inconceivable effort. Like, for example, the impersonal philosopher accept Lord's impersonal activities and reject personal feature. So, but the members of Bhagavata school, now the question is, what does we say? Very, very important to understand something here. We are from Bhagavata school, we are Vaishnavas. So, does God has a form or not? I'm stop sharing now. What anybody can come? Does God now, as Krishna conscious, what you have understood? Does God has a form or is impersonal?
He has a form.
Very good. Vinay Sachikumar Prabhu says that he has a form. Does he have impersonal? Is he impersonal? Vinay Sachikumar?
Mataji, he is impersonal too because effulgence. Like Prabhupada gives the example of sun, planet sun and sun rays.
So he can have a feature of impersonalism. For example, when people say that what is God, they say Om, Om. So does that mean God is only Om? No, he's also Om. The difference between only and also. So if you say God is only Om, that is limiting him only to the sound. Then what about light? And if you say God is Brahma Jyoti, light only, then you are limiting him only to light and not to sound, not to form. So God is not limited, he is unlimited. And primarily he has form and he is also impersonal. So this we should understand, Achiti Beda Beta Tattva, that God has a form and at the same time is not. We are one with God and different from God. Are we one with God? Yes. Are we different from God? Yes. In quality, we are same. In quantity, we are different. In this way, we can find contradictory ideas only in spirituality. So it's very important to understand here. If you see, Prabhupada very clearly mentioned. So in Bhagavata school, what do we say? But the members of the Bhagavad school have a perfect conception of Lord, accept the inconceivable potencies, and thus understand that he is both personal and impersonal. And the Bhagavatas know that the impersonal is nothing but a effulgence. Personal is his direct form. Bhagavan, Paramatma, Brahman. Three things we saw. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So the Bhagavan is personal and Brahman is impersonal. The Bhagavatas know that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning of the word Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord means if you can measure him, if you can know all his qualities, then he's not God. You should not be able to conceive his potencies. Unlimited, he should have power. Unlimited Shakti, unlimited activities, unlimited. You cannot think. Achintya. Chinta means thinking. Achintya means, achintya, the English word, the Sanskrit word is translated as inconceivable. So conception or conceiving means understanding, okay, I got it. Inconceivable means you cannot simply, okay, I got it. About Krishna, yeah, I know, I got it. You can never say that. Because Krishna has power is unlimited. So, but our understanding is very limited. So, is inconceivable. So, if he is Bhagavan, he should be inconceivable. If God means not easily conceived. But at the same time, he is available voluntarily, he is coming and presenting himself to us. That is different. So we should not take, if you see around the world, look everywhere. Do you see God anywhere? Go to America, go to Africa, go to Antarctica, go to the ocean, go to the hill. Can you see Krishna, God somewhere? Nobody is able to see, right? Just because you cannot see around with your gross eyes, you cannot see, that doesn't mean that there is no personal existence of God. So Isopanisad is reverting because walking is possible. It says that God walks. Unless he has leg, how he can walk? So if he has leg, there must be some body. So he has some form, right? So Ishavaneshad refers the argument of declaring that Lord is far away and near also, walking also, everything. How he has both God with our eyes has no personal existence because he's far away also, near also. The abode of the Lord is beyond the material sky and we can no means to reach. So we see that the description which is given, go loka eva. No, this is na shashanko na bhavakaha. So God, in 15th chapter, Krishna is describing about his home where there is no Surya or Chandra required, but still it is illuminated, self-illuminated planet like this. So by the desire, the Lord is very far away, but when Draupadi called, immediately he was there. And of course, in the Archa Vigraha deity, he is present in the temple. When Acharyas establish a deity, Lord comes and according to Agama Vidhi, then Lord is present there. Yet when the personality of Godhead is coming before Manushim Tanu Ashrita, Parambhava Majananto, Muda. So like Duryodhana, Kamsa, they never realized that Krishna is Supreme Lord, but they thought he is a powerful another man. He is an ordinary being. Like that they thought. So he is not a mortal being. Mortal means one who dies. And his body is not produced of material nature. We have body made of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. But Krishna's body is not produced by this. He is not mortal. He doesn't have death. He doesn't have old age. He doesn't have birth. So he is eternally existing. So anybody who compares Krishna with the ordinary man is foolish. He is with full inconceivable potencies and through any sort of medium. So we say Angani yasya sagalendriya vritti manti pashyanti panti kalayanti siram jaganti. So what does that? Angani yasya sagalendriya vritti manti indriya. With any indriya, he'll be able to perform any indriya's task. For example, you're offering bhoga, the Lord, to make it for the Lord to eat. Then Lord, with his own eyes, he is eating. But with eyes, we cannot eat. We can eat only through mouth. So all our senses are performing one task. But Krishna's, all the senses perform all the tasks. So, like that. Non-believers, sorry. Because he is full of inconceivable potency, he can accept our service through any sort of medium. It can be any medium. When you think of Krishna to accept and then you chant the proper mantras, and which is especially with the deities installed by acharyas, many devotees will tell the pastime of reciprocation in their temple. You ask some devotees, have you had any pastimes? Yes, I got this pastime, that pastime with the deities, like that. So because he has inconceivable potency and God is reciprocating. And he can convert any potency into any. So there are two potencies, spiritual and material potency, but Lord does not touch this. No, some people say that non-believers argue that God cannot come inside material energy. Like for example, they say that they never use the word murti or vigraha. They say that statue, idol or statue. There is so much difference between an idol and a statue. So much difference between an idol or statue compared to murti or vigraha installed in the temple. So much difference. The deities in the temple are properly installed by acharyas with proper Vedic understanding and scriptural following all the rules. Then the Lord will descend into the matter by his own will. Is different from a statue. For example, some Gandhi Jayanti or some VIP, some leader. In the middle of the city, they'll keep a statue. Black color statue, they'll go and put it there. And all the rain will come, the sun will come, nothing, every day, no maintenance. And only on Gandhi Jayanti day, they go and put the garland. All the some VIP, all the newspaper people, everybody will come. This particular leader went to the Gandhi statue and he put the garland. He offered the garland. And then that function is over, that fellow went home. And that garland will be there on top of the statue for 1 year. And then October 2nd is Gandhi Jayanti. October 1st, some municipality person will go with the iron brush, municipality brush, and some water, and he will pour, and with the municipality, and all the crows would have shitted on the statue. So he'll be scrubbing, and they clean, and only one day the minister or somebody will come and they'll put the garland and go, and then the garland will be there only. And that's a dead man. He's not living in that. It's a waste junk of stone, because that person is not living inside it. It's just a stone, that's it. But when it is to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, well, like if you go to Tirupati, till now it's like it's so crowded always. And how many people come to see him, and the people have had pastimes and reciprocation with that deity. So the deity, the word deity is used by Prabhupada. He never uses the word statue or idol. Sometimes they'll ask, in ISKCON temple, I saw Krishna, very nice statue. But Prabhupada always uses the word deity, D-I-E-T-Y, deity. To mark that it's the deity is alive and it can hear you, it can reciprocate to you, it can see you. They live in your home, the deities, if you bring them home or if and install. Basically, one Abhishek with some ISKCON devotees with the Kirtan, we install and give some prasadam like a birthday, and then onwards he will start performing pastime at home. So these deities are very, very powerful. So Krishna can descend into spiritual material energy if he wills so. So since the source of energy is one and the same, the energies can be utilized according to their source. For example, the Lord can appear in the form of Archa Vigraha. Archa Vigraha is nothing but the Vigraha in the temple where we do Archana. So generally it will be made of earth, stone, wood, etc. So even though it is carved from wood or some matter, it's not idle. The iconoclast, that is another set of people, they say that any statue worship is wrong. Any worship of form, statue or not, because statue is only stone, no? So they say that only stone is there in the temple. Why you are going to temple? There is only stone. So they are not idols, they are deities. And the Lord is present in them, and we can see the reciprocation. Yeah. So somebody can read? Oh, okay, how much is that? Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. One or two paragraphs we can read.
In our present state of imperfect material existence, we cannot see the Supreme Lord due to imperfect vision. Yet those devotees who want to see him by means of material vision are favored by the Lord, who appears in a so-called material form to accept his devotees' service. One should not think that such devotees who are in the lowest stage of devotional service are worshipping an idol. They are factually worshipping the Lord who has agreed to appear before them in an approachable way. Nor is the archa form fashioned according to the whims of the worshipper. This form is eternally existent with all paraphernalia. This can be factually felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.11, the Lord says that how he treats his devotee depends on the devotee's degree of surrender. The Lord reserves the right not to reveal himself to anyone and everyone, but to show himself only to those souls who are surrendered unto him. Thus, for the surrendered soul, he is always within reach, whereas for the unsurrendered soul, he is far, far away and cannot be approached. In this connection, two words the revealed scriptures often apply to the Lord: Saguna, with qualities, and Nirguna, without qualities, are very important. The word Saguna does not imply that when the Lord appears with perceivable qualities, he must take on a material form and be subject to the laws of material nature. For him, there is no difference between the material and spiritual energies because he is the source of all energies. As the controller of all energies, he cannot at any time be under their influence. As we are, the material energy works according to his direction. Therefore, the material energy works according to his direction. Therefore, he can use that energy for his purposes without ever being influenced by any of the qualities of that energy. In this sense, he is nirguna, without qualities. Nor does the Lord become a formless entity at any time, for ultimately he is the eternal form, the primeval Lord. His impersonal aspect or Brahman effulgence is but the glow of his personal rays, just as the sun's rays are the glow of the sun god. When the child sun saint Prahlad Maharaj was in the presence of his atheist father, his father asked him, "Where is your God?" When Prahlad replied that God resides everywhere, the father angrily asked whether his God was within one of the pillars of the palace, and the child said yes. At once the atheist king shattered the pillar in front of him to pieces, and the Lord instantly appeared as Narsimha, the half man, half lion incarnation, and killed the atheist king. Thus, the Lord is within everything, and He creates everything by His different energies. Through His inconceivable powers, He can appear at any place in order to favor His sincere devotee. Lord Narsimha appeared from within the pillar not by the order of the atheist king, but by the wish of his devotee Prahlad. An atheist cannot order the Lord to appear, but the Lord can appear anywhere and everywhere to show mercy to his devotee. The Bhagavad Gita 4.8 similarly states that the Lord appears in order to vanquish non believers and protect believers. Of course, the Lord has sufficient energies and agents who can vanquish atheists, but it pleases him to personally favor a devotee. Therefore, he descends as an incarnation. Actually, he descends only to favor his devotees and not for any other purpose. In the Brahma Samhita 5.35, it is said that Govinda, the primeval Lord, enters everything by his plenary portion. He enters the universe as well as all the atoms of the universe. He is outside in his form Virat. He is outside in his Virat form and he is within everything as Antaryami. As Antaryami, he witnesses everything that is going on and he awards us the results of our actions as karma phala. We ourselves may forget what we have done in previous lives, but because the Lord witnesses our actions, the results of our actions are always there, and we have to undergo the reactions nonetheless. The fact is that there is nothing but God within and without. Everything is a manifestation of His different energies, like heat and light emanating from a fire. And in this way, there is a oneness among His diverse energies. Although there is oneness, however, the Lord in his personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel living entities.
Om Tat Sat. Thank you, Disha. So, here, first the personal qualities are mentioned. This Archa form or Archa Vigraha is nothing but the deity present in the temple. So Prabhupada is the one person who started quoting deity, 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 deity. Otherwise, people were telling statue or idol like that from English-based civilization. Indians, they were of course calling Vigraha, Murti, like that. They were telling. So, मंदिर के अंदर भगवान है, भगवान का मूर्ति है, भगवान का statue है, idol है, like that. Prabhupada used the term DIETY, this word is specifically to ISKCON. Of course, deity means the personality, like the deity of the sun planet is sun god, like that. So Prabhupada started using that word for the deities. So we also use that same term, which actually means there is life, that personality is present. So there's no impersonalism neither, nor think that it's idol worship. So in other religions, they condemned this religion, saying that you are doing idol worship. You're keeping some statue, okay. I will keep, sometimes no, you'll see that you're seeing one sleeping Buddha, or a person with a big stomach and a man like Chinese wrestler sitting. And he smiling Chinese deity with a big tummy. They say that if you keep that, then the money will come. And some shops you'll see they'll give dhupbati and all to that, because thinking money will come. Just money will come, you'll worship anybody, huh? In Tamil Nadu, in some places, some shops you can see, they keep a donkey picture. Just a plain, simple donkey. And below that picture, in that picture, it is written that if you look at me, you'll get wealth. So people think that if I look at donkey, I'll get wealth, even they don't mind worshipping donkey. All I want is wealth. Tell me donkey or pig or dog, whoever I want, I will worship because I. So this is not the way for your profit. You just pick anybody. So we are not picking the idol. It's not an idol. So we are factually worshipping the Lord who has agreed to appear before them in an approachable way. Lord has agreed. If you do in this way through Acharya Parampara, properly if you install, I will come and stay there. Mercifully, because you are in the material world, you can approach me through the deity form. So our deity worship is not foolish. It's a very, very authentic method of worship. So nor is the Archa form fashioned according to the whims of a worshipper. You yourself will think and create some form and say that this doll is God. Not like that. It's all based on proper scriptures and proper understanding of scriptures, authentically done through Acharya Parampara. Any great temples like Balaji temple in Tirupati or Srirangam, in many, many places you come, Vrindavan, you have so many deities established by Acharyas. This form is eternally existence with all paraphernalia. This can be actually felt by the sincere devotee. But at this comes, he will see that only. So when one person came and asked in the temple, what is this deity made of? Stone, huh? Gold, huh? Sometimes when they see Gaurnitai gold, gold, huh? They'll ask him. They are very interested in gold rather than God. So, of course, it is made of metal if your heart is made of metal. Your heart is made of love, then he's made of love. So this form is eternally existence with all paraphernalia, and it can be felt. A devotee can feel it. The person who cooks, when you go to some temples established by Srila Prabhupada and his followers, you ask the pujari or the cook or even the devotee who's coming regularly, and he will tell so many pastimes about how the Lord reciprocated, the deity reciprocated with him in so many ways. Each one have some pastimes. So you have exercise to be done. One is you have to tell at least one pastime related with the deity, with the devotee. It can be from scriptures or it can be from your local temple. But one pastime, all of you should tell next class when you come. What is the pastime of the deity? Second is, you have a very, very interesting question. All of you should, this also is part of your essay question. So Isopanisad, the essay question, one question I'm giving you now. You can prepare that. At the last, you need to give lecture on this. Okay. And if possible, you can give a small presentation of 2 to 3 minutes later. 8th sloka is also there. 8th sloka purport also you go through. There also some deity worship related is there. So I'm putting, refute the misconception that deity worship is idol worship with reference to mantra 5 and mantra 8. 8 also has its purports. How the deity worship which we are doing in ISKCON, we are doing at home. It's not idol worship. Many people blaspheme us saying that you are worshipping statue, like especially Christianity. They say that you are worshipping, you should not worship idol or statue. Some be Gandhi statue, Nehru statue, Indira Gandhi statue, No, we are not here to worship statue. We are not interested in some person either died or imaginary form and then they worship. Okay, let us do one thing. In South India, there was a very famous actress called Kushbu. So one man, what he did is, he built a temple for her. He had some money and in his village, in the farm, he built a temple. That time she was so famous and people started going. So think how dangerous it is to create this. Okay, people are going, sometimes people may not go. But the problem is, you think a fourth or fifth generation of him. So now if you ask somebody, one Tamil boy was there here, he told very nice thing. Why I see God is only fair color, and then we have like local village deities will worship. Some Karpraya Sami, this Sami. They say Sami, Sami means God, and then he'll be sitting in horse with sword, like this, different. Now think a person built a temple for some actress, and after 5 or 6 generations, when you go and preach Krishna consciousness, he'll say, no. We have a good family, we have worship, we have puja doing in our village. Our Kula Devata is there. Okay, who's your Kula Devata? Kushbu. That actress name will tell, because his generation after generation, they listen to that. My parents said, I will follow what my parents say. Don't ask question. Like my mom said, don't ask question. Just do. You're not respecting elders like this. So of course, we don't ask question with Vedas. Here also it is told, don't ask question with Vedas. We ask questions and we say that the principle of Veda is like this. Some logical answer we're getting, we understand, yes, principle of Veda is like that. And Veda is Apurashaya, it is given to Brahma. All acharyas have accepted, great personalities have accepted it. So in this way, the Khandan, whatever is coming, need not necessarily be correct. Sometimes they say God is there, sometimes not God is there. He is God. I like Shiva, so Shiva is Supreme Lord. What you like doesn't mean originally there must be Supreme Lord. No, I like it, I don't like it, comes where? So these misconceptions which are coming here, and then the other the faith, they come and attack, saying that you are doing idol worship. This is wrong. So idol is different, statue, idol, and all are different, and deity is different. So that points are given in 5th and 8th mantras, purports. You can take, so all of you, at least 2 minutes. I don't very long this thing. Give a short argument on breaking the misconception that deity worship is not idol worship. So this you have to come back on next class, either tomorrow or Monday. On this. And one more exercise I gave you, that you have to tell at least one pastime with the deity. If it had happened with you or with your temple devotees or with some other scriptures you have heard about some Vaishnavas. So at least one pastime, just one pastime, all of you. Okay. So yeah, further we will discuss later, because it's already becoming late. I will see how much can I go. Yeah, we'll go through this. In this very important, 2 technical terms are coming. One is Saguna and another is Nirguna. Yeah, this we didn't, before that I think I have. Nor is Archa form. So with the atheist there is no reciprocation, but with sincere devotee there is a reciprocation of the deities. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that he treats his devotees depending upon their surrender. How much you surrender, that much. If you have 1% surrender to Krishna, he will reveal 1%. If you have 2%, if you are 100% surrender, 100% you'll get Krishna. So the Lord reserves the right not to reveal himself to anyone. Like I told, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was told that even if Supreme Lord is staying within your home, you cannot know him unless he reveals himself to you. This is Gopinath Acharya's very famous statement, that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya didn't identify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Supreme Lord, but Gopinath Acharya identified. So it is Lord Chaitanya's mercy. You should get the God's mercy to even see him. Unless he doesn't want to reveal, he want to look like an ordinary man in front of you, then he will be like Duryodhana. He saw that an ordinary man. So he treats the devotee according to the degree of surrender. Ye yadatma prapatyante thams tataiva bhajamyakam. So, how much yatatma prapatyante, how much you surrender, how much you submit yourself to the devotion. Based on that, Krishna reveals. The Lord reserves the right not to reveal to anyone and everyone, but show himself only to those souls surrendered to him. Thus, for the surrendered soul, he is always within the reach, whereas for the unsurrendered soul, he is far, far away and cannot be approached. So they see God very far away. We keep Krishna in a box and worship in the altar. We have a altar at home in the next room and we worship Krishna. He's so near to us. We feel so close with Krishna. We are chanting Hare Krishna. But some people, atheist or Mayavadi, they'll feel Krishna is after the earth planet. Then there is other lokas, 14 lokas. After that, there is 7 coverings and all that. Outside the universe, millions of universe. After that, Garbhoda, the Sai Vishnu, and then Karnada Sai Vishnu, then spiritual world, Vaikuntha, 1,000 planets, then Dwaraka. Like this, they keep on going so far away. Otherwise, also, Krishna doesn't reveal to impersonalists. So he's not far, he's near for a devotee. In this connection, 2 words that reveal the scriptures to the Lord, Saguna and Nirguna. This scripture mentions Saguna and Nirguna. God is with quality and is without quality. So the word Saguna does not imply that when the Lord appears with perceivable qualities, he must take on a material form and be subject to law of material nature. Some Mayavadis, what they say is actually God doesn't have a form. God is only impersonal, Brahma Jyoti. Okay, fine. Then somebody may question how Rama avatar came, Krishna avatar came. No. He entered into matter. That spirit is entering into the matter. No, Krishna doesn't touch matter. So Saguna does not imply that Lord appears with perceivable qualities. You're able to see the qualities. He's very beautiful. He's all opulent, smiling, walking, everything you're able to see. Doesn't mean that only he has to turn into material. He'll remain spiritual and he'll give you a vision so that you can see him. So Krishna has 2 pastimes, manifest and unmanifest. Now in the earth, Krishna is unmanifest. But 5,000 years ago, he was manifest. Same Krishna 500 years ago was manifest as Gauranga. And now he is unmanifest. From our vision. He is always there. Everywhere. But from our vision he is. And he is not subjected to law when he takes a form. So for him there is no difference between material and spiritual energy. He is the source of all energy. So but he enters the Archa Vigraha. And he doesn't come under the law of nature. What is the law of nature? Birth, death, old age and disease. He is eternal. Sat Chit Ananda. So there's no birth, there's no death, there's no old age, disease. He is eternally living, eternally existing. So none of the material energy, how it works, it doesn't apply to Krishna. So Saguna means good qualities, Nirguna means without qualities. So the Shastra describes Krishna as Saguna with qualities and without qualities. So doesn't mean that quality means 3 modes of material nature, but it is spiritual. So Lord is Nirguna, means he is not touching Rajaguna, Tamaguna, Sattva Guna. What is Guna? Guna means character or nature. Tamaguna means foolish or lazy or whatever. That ignorance nature. And Rajaguna means passionate nature. And Sattva Guna means goodness. So Krishna doesn't come under this Triguna. No Rajaguna, Tamaguna, Sattva. It's Visuddha Sattvam, Suddha Sattva platform. Krishna is. So he is called Nirguna. Nirguna means this 3 material nature doesn't affect him, Tamaguna, Rajaguna, Sattva. So that is what is the Nirguna and Saguna. Guna, you understand? So Krishna has good qualities doesn't mean he has material qualities. He has transcendental qualities. He never becomes formless anytime. For ultimately he has eternal form, primeval Lord, Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is eternal. Eternal means ever existing. Of course, he has his impersonal aspects of Brahman effulgence. is but the glow of his personal rays, just as the sun rays, like sun god is the sun rays. Just now, Vinay told this. So, now I think this is enough for today. This two portion will, this three will hold it for the next class. Mostly we may start the next loka also. Okay, come back with the nice sweet pastime of Krishna, DT. Not just Krishna, DT with the devotee. And also go through the question which I have posted in the chat, which I will post in the group also. Any questions or comments? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Everybody slept off. 5, 4, Navaneet. Got you.
Mataji, no questions, Mataji.
Okay, I understand you feel sleepy. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. As there are no questions and comments, and if you have questions and comments, it will come in the group or in personal chat. Having that, last week somebody had put some comment last class. Sorry, I didn't notice it. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpatarubhyasta kripasindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Guru Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Okay, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time class. Sunday, there's no class. Okay. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.